Okay, Microsoft announced Windows 11 recently by the time I started recording this video. What's happening, YouTube viewers? Hope you're having a great day today. For this video, we are going to discuss what Microsoft had to say about Windows 11 and give you guys my thoughts on certain topics, so let's dive right in. In Windows 11, Microsoft redesigned the user interface, which looks a bit more modern, but also reminds me of Windows 7 in a way. Every window you look at has a glass reflection style, like Windows 7 when using their arrow themes. I like this look a lot and look forward to using it. Microsoft also made the start menu a bit simpler to use in how it looks, but I'm not sure how I feel about this in pretty much the main part of the taskbar getting moved towards the center of the screen. At least it's still at the bottom though. I mean, design-wise, this just looks and feels weird, but it's probably something I just have to get used to, and eventually I'll learn how to live with it. Okay, so with all due respect, the design change is not all Microsoft did for Windows 11. On top of that, they added more features, and one of them being Snap Layouts. Snap Layouts gives users the ability to organize their windows however they want, depending on their screen size, how many apps are desired to be seen simultaneously. All of this can be done using a few layouts that Microsoft has added to accomplish this, giving you better multitasking. To make this even more interesting, Windows 11 has what's called Snap Groups, allowing users to have a collection of apps right in the taskbar. And you can maintain how apps are arranged when connected to a monitor, and then get everything back to the way they were automatically whenever you disconnect and reconnect the monitor. This is incredible, as it'll make things easier to prevent having to rearrange apps all the time if wanting to get your view back the way it was before. Something I wish macOS had without the need to get third-party apps a la Apple. Really impressed with how Microsoft is trying to improve multitasking in Windows. Okay, so have you tried using your computer for one specific purpose but off of one machine? Like for school, gaming, work, or anything else? Well, Windows 11 gives you the ability to have more than one personal desktop, which Microsoft advertises this as a way for users to set up the desktop based on their mood. You can change the look of one desktop to make it match when it's for something specific. And then once all set up along with all the others, then you can switch in between them. Personally, I'm not sure if I would ever use this, since I normally customize my desktop based on what wallpaper I like to have set as my background. But maybe this is something I can explore in the future to see if I still feel the same. We'll have to find out when I get my hands on this. Psh. Like, I'm going to upgrade right away, as I want to make sure all the issues get worked out first, right? I know, I am cheating in a way, but gotta do what you gotta do, right? By the way, if you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe. Alright, no more distractions, moving on. One thing that's interesting is Skype will not be pre-installed in Windows 11, even though you can still get it. But that's because Microsoft Teams will be directly integrated into Windows 11 and can be accessed right from the taskbar, or to be used on any other device, you know, iOS, Android, PC, etc. Now, this seems weird at first because I've always thought Microsoft Teams is an IM chat method that you would find only in the business/enterprise environment. But looks like Microsoft is trying to expand that out to consumers. So this could indicate that eventually Skype will be replaced by Microsoft Teams, which makes sense. But we'll have to see how this works with the official release. In fact, when did I last log into my Skype account? Okay, moving on. Microsoft also improved the Windows widgets to make them feel a bit more live, allowing users to get updated on certain things, and you can slide this over your desktop or make it full screen to take a quick peek and then get back to work without losing your spot. Microsoft also went over adaptability, where basically Windows 11 was being advertised on how it can be used the way you want it. Whether we use it as a tablet, desktop PC, 2-in-1, etc., which gives us a reminder on why we see a desktop OS on certain platforms that at first some of us would never think about and wonder why this is even done. I mean, look, at first, it wasn't the best, and Microsoft tried to encourage this with Windows 8, but many improvements were made over the years, and now it seems to work okay. Another piece Windows has been known for is gaming, so what did Microsoft have to say? Well, in Windows 11, Auto HDR has been added to make the picture look better when gaming. They've also added something called direct storage, which will allow for faster load times to the GPU without taking up CPU power. It's configured with the hardware and drivers plus Xbox Game Pass for those of you that utilize it, is directly built into the Xbox app for Windows. So for you gamers out there, this should be a huge benefit, and hope to see what the impact is once released. I should really start building my own custom PC. I've always wanted to do it. The Microsoft Store is also getting a redesign along with bringing Android apps into Windows. How are they doing this? Well, they're adding the Amazon App Store to the Microsoft Store, so you can start browsing for Android apps and download directly to your PC. It's like what Apple's doing for iOS and getting those apps into macOS, along with Google doing the same thing for Chrome OS, except Microsoft has what seems to be a barrier, as they're allowing this via the Amazon App Store. Ever since I heard the idea of running mobile apps on a desktop OS, it seemed weird at first. However, after I thought about it, I had one moment where I was using an app on my phone and was like, you know, this app is great to use. I wish there was a desktop version of this app so that I don't have to juggle between so many devices just for one thing. Well, after that, this idea got my interest, so I hope to get my hands on it one day. Alright, enough with the opinions now. Just kidding! Feel free to comment down below on what you think of Windows 11. But now the question is, when is it going to come out? And can you upgrade? So Microsoft's website says later this year. So perhaps in the fall, if I had to guess? On top of that, this will be a free upgrade if you have a Windows 10 PC, but there are some specific requirements and it left so many people confused. After the announcement of Windows 11, I saw some articles get posted out there questioning the requirement of needing a TPM chip running version 2.0. For those that are not aware of what a TPM chip is, well, this stands for Trusted Platform Module. And it's a chip that's built into PC motherboards or a separate addition to the CPU, aka Central Processing Unit. Its purpose is security by protecting encryption keys, passwords, or any sensitive data so that if a hacker were to get into your system, that there's hardware protection keeping this data safe. And lately, Microsoft has been warning about firmware attacks, and this chip is widely used in enterprise environments these days, so they're trying to expand it to consumers as well. To sum it up, this is a security standard which I can understand. However, here's the issue. There's a chance that your 7-year-old computer may be able to support Windows 11 but won't run well, or it may not at all, period. Why? Well, let's talk about the TPM version. So even if you have a TPM chip, what version is it? Version 1.2? Well, in that case, game over, because the minimum requirement for the TPM chip is version 2.0, which is odd. Because I had read online somewhere that Microsoft's original requirement was actually version 1.2. However, their website got updated where it clarifies now specifically that you need version 2.0 in your TPM chip. Now, this is not the only factor that can indicate compatibility issues with your PC, but it's one of the majors. So Microsoft has a compatibility program that you can download. You can download this right off of Microsoft's website, which I will leave a link to that in the description below if you're curious to see if your system supports it or not. I went ahead and downloaded it to see if my 5-year-old computer can get the update. Just a little background, the PC I have is a Lenovo ThinkPad E540 purchased back in 2014 and contains an Intel Core i3 4th gen CPU, 16 gigabytes of RAM, although originally it had 8 gigs of RAM and then I upgraded it to 16, and it had Windows 8 preloaded. I then upgraded to Windows 10 when we were given the option for a free upgrade at the time. Now back to the compatibility app. The app is pretty nice as it provides some basic info about your machine, such as battery capacity, storage, last Windows update check, etc. Unfortunately, I was sad to be greeted with a message saying that this machine is not supported due to my CPU and that I'll still get Windows 10 updates at least. Now, I assume that's only for a limited time until Microsoft officially drops support for Windows 10 in the future. When I hit the Learn More button, basically I was taken to Microsoft's page showing the minimum requirements of Windows 11 again, and that if I want to shop for a new Windows 10 PC, that will support the update when it comes out. Now look, while I do understand security is a top priority, which I don't disagree with, I'm concerned with how many people are actually going to buy a new computer strictly for Windows 11. In fact, I know people that are still using their 11-year-old computer and it's running Windows 7, and they're fine with it, despite the OS not being supported and outdated. Unbelievable! They probably should update at this point, but I guess that's not my call to make, and all I can do is persuade them, right? But the point is the longevity of these older PCs are being cut short compared to Microsoft's competitors, and if you do decide to stick with your current machine, well then you're responsible for anything that can happen, and will have to start looking for your own antivirus software if you aren't doing so already. Although you'll still want to do this anyway, even if you're relying on Windows Defender for protection. That being said though, I am excited for Windows 11, and I'm sure we're going to get more info as time passes. And once the release has gone out, I'll have to see what my options are for obtaining this OS. Might have to get a jump on my custom PC build now. Well, that is it for me. What are your thoughts on Windows 11? Do you love it? Hate it? Are you going to upgrade? Or are you going to get a new PC to be ready? Or will you stick with what you have now and not care about the upgrade? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to rate this video, and if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe bell notification button to be notified when I post a new video. Also, follow me on Twitter to see what I'm up to, as if I'm planning to work on a new video, I'll mention it there first. So this way, you get a sneak peek. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.